Good morning. It is Sunday morning, and I'm going to try to do this on Sunday mornings before church. I go to the early service because, as you know, the early bird gets the word. Wow, we got another pretty interesting show coming up this Tuesday. And it's sort of piggybacking off of our show that we did last Friday night on Forensic Foreplay about Steve Sumner, who has done some bad things and has gone on the run. So now there's a nationwide manhunt going out for Steve Sumner. And if you want to catch that show, it's only about 45 minutes, but it's Forensic Foreplay. And it's a show that we do at the Chateau de Marcel studio here every once in a while when there's a story that comes up that's relevant. And our host, Dee Dee Merritt, you'll get a kick out of her. She's very passionate about this true crime. And we go over what's going on up there in Madison County or Anderson, Indiana, or Alexandria, Indiana. Seems like it's a hotbed of interesting things going on there. So our show this Tuesday is going to be Burning the Bridges of Madison County. And there is a lot of stuff going on up there. So we're going to have Catherine Callahan on, and she was the deputy coroner. And there has just been some political upheaval going on. And he's going to come on the show, and we're going to talk about it. And this is, it's going to be, you're going to have to pay attention. Bring your thinking caps because to keep up with all the different things going on is crazy. And then we're going to have a guest panelist, Charles Bookwalter. He's going to be in for Tiffany. I know you're probably thinking, I'm picking on Tiffany. She's not going to be on the show ever, but he's a Republican. He's running for the 5th congressional district seat against Jim Baird. And he's what you'd call an outsider, which I think our guest, Catherine Callahan, you'd consider her an outsider as well in the political establishment arena. And they have a couple of things in common. So I think this will be a really interesting, eye-opening thing about how political parties work behind the scenes and who the players are and how they do things. And I think you'll find it very, very interesting. And the Mouthwash Show continues to dig into subjects that, frankly, that the media will not cover. And I've heard a lot of people say, "Hey, your show's refreshing. You try to have both sides of things." And honestly, I think the media has become more propaganda than it has been informational. So I think people enjoy that. We had a tremendous amount of viewer after the show was over. We had a tremendous amount of viewers that watched the show, and I believe they are still commenting. So if you are on Facebook or YouTube, you can continue to comment on Facebook. Comments are still open. I think we're up to over 500 comments on that show. And when we stopped the show, it was at 150. So folks are very passionate about library books in Hamilton County. So if you haven't caught that show, you can go watch it anytime. Twitter, still there. YouTube's up. And Facebook, obviously, is up. And so we have that Tuesday night, 9 p.m. live, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. That show will be edited for channel 40 the next Monday down to half hour. So we have Forensic Foreplay. This thing heats up. So last week we had the ex-wife, estranged wife of Steve Sumner, come on and did some recorded interview. This week we're going to have the daughter's biological mom do a recorded interview. This story will blow your mind. It's heart-wrenching. It's sad. It's something that probably happens more often than not and does not go noticed. So we want to try to, first of all, catch this Steve Sumner and bring him back for justice. He's still on the run. And also sort of dig into what the heck's happened here. How do families get into situations where it just isn't, say, not healthy, and sometimes it's criminal. So you want to tune in for that. That's going to be Friday at 9. We'll be on, I don't know what we're on there. We're on a bunch of different. Facebook's our biggest thing. So we do a Facebook. Twitter, and I believe Twitch or something. But that show is that I just ride along. I'm just the co-host. Dee Dee's the star on that one, and we just dig into these cases. And I think you're going to really find that it's if you're into true crime and things, this is one of those that has all the things on it. So we're going to meet some of the people that were involved in this, and you can make your decision on what that is. So that's our thing. So I'm going to go ahead and play the preview for our show Tuesday night on Mouthwash, and I'm still working on the Forensic Foreplay for next Friday at 9 p.m. And so here you go. This is 9 p.m. Tuesday. I want you to be there. You can comment in the comments, and you can catch this Mouthwash show. It's one of the fastest growing shows on the internet. So here you go. Here's our preview, and then I'll come back and we'll bid you adieu and happy Sunday. Oh, and I forgot one really important detail. Brad Stawinski, he had so much fun on the show last week on the panel as a guest panelist. No, actually, he was the guest. He did such a nice job. He had so much fun. He's going to come back. He's going to be our panelist for the Democrat. So, hey, life is good again. We have a Democrat, a Libertarian, and a Republican on there. I seem to not have any. There's a long line of Republicans that want to get on the show. The Democrat list is not so much, and I know that Jocelyn Vare, she enjoyed being a panelist on the show, and she actually used some of her time on our show in her campaign ad. So we feel blessed and fortunate that folks are paying attention. And you see, I have my blue shirt on today because I want to give shouts out to both sides, try to encourage Democrats to get involved. I know that from the Hamilton County Library Board show we did, yeah, there is some engagement there. So, and I just want to remind everybody that we're just trying to keep things civil and classy and all that. And some of those folks are ready to go at each other. So just remember, try to look at someone else's point of view, and I think that helps. Look through their lens once or twice, and see if you could come to an understanding of maybe how they think. Because I don't think we're that far apart. I just think we like to argue. So anyway, you guys have a great Sunday. I'm going to church here. I go to the early service, as I said. The early bird gets the word. So have a happy Sunday. We'll see you Tuesday night for Mouthwash Talk Show, and then we'll see you Friday night for Forensic Foreplay, some true crime stuff. So let's have a good week. We'll see you then.